right, next comic coming to stage is probably the tallest comic that we have tonight. Please give a warm round of applause to Sam Bishop. Hello, it is really bright up here. I want to first say I am an NBA fan. Sorry, Spurs. I'm also a fan of masturbation. I think that's a good segue. We can start there. A friend of mine recently just had a son, and his life changed overnight. I don't know if any of you guys have kids, but that will change the game really quick. So he has a baby boy, beautiful, healthy baby boy, God bless, and his wife goes out of town, so he has to be in charge of the baby full time. And he's never done this. It's one of those things that people can tell you about, but until you've done it yourself, you just don't know. So he wakes up super early, he feeds the baby, he burps the baby, he plays with the baby, he changes the baby, drops the baby off at daycare, goes to work. Picks up the baby from daycare, feeds the baby, burps the baby, plays with the baby, does all this stuff. Finally the baby goes to bed at like 10, he's exhausted. He has maybe like an hour before he has to go to bed and wake up the next morning. So he has to get really efficient with his time. So he's like, okay, I have an hour, I have to shit, I have to shower, and I have to masturbate. And so he gets really good at like multitasking. And so I've seen him on G-Chat the other day at work, and he's like, yeah, man, masturbating's like really tough. And I was like, okay, why are you coming to me with this? This is kind of weird. And he's like, you're an organized dude. Like, I figured we could have a conversation about it. I was like, well, I'll talk about weird shit. That's fine. So he's complaining. He's like, yeah, it's really hard to masturbate when you have a kid. Like my wife, she could take the baby, and I'll just take a really long hot shower or whatever. And I was like, well, I don't know, man. Like, I don't think you should complain. 100 years ago, they had it a lot harder. Like, you could, phone sex your wife. She's only a couple states away, same time zone. 100 years ago, you had to do Morse code. You had to have like a telegraph. Beep, 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 beep. Long, long, short, short. Oh, God, yeah. That's hot. That is hot. So you're whacking off on the telegraph. So that was the first thought that popped in my head. I decided to do some research. So I went on Wikipedia, and there's a whole lot of information on the masturbation page. I recommend you all look it up later. 400 years ago in Europe, nannies would masturbate babies to help them sleep. That is apparently a fact. I didn't know that. Surprise! 1,000 years ago in Egypt, they had a god called Atus, A-T-U-S, and he was the god who created the universe. How did he create the universe? By busting a nut. The universe is that guy's ejaculate. So all the pharaohs and like high priests and stuff would go and masturbate in the Nile. Like that's just what they did back in the day. So that's it for masturbation. We can get on with the rest of the show. It's fine. But yeah, speaking of masturbation, I love Angelina Jolie. I've had an idea for a reality TV show for some time. Angelina Jolie has a lot of kids. She adopts kids. That's awesome. She's got a kid from Cambodia, Nigeria, and I think the third kid's from New Jersey. But she's always adopting, so she works at UNICEF, she flies around, has a really busy schedule, kissing babies, and every 100th baby she kisses, she takes home. So she's busy, and I was like, hey, why don't we make a reality TV show where we make a TV show and we vet the kids for her. So we'll have 10 kids, and they'll compete every week. They'll have series of challenges, and the kid who makes it through all 10 weeks gets to be Angelina Jolie's next child. So, 1 week the paparazzi's chasing them, how do they act? Like, you're acting funny, you're off, sorry. But the very first show, the first kid who goes home is the white kid. Because if they wanted a white kid, they just make one. So the white kid goes home, peace, get home by yourself, here's bus money, get out of here. And then every week they have these series of challenges, how do they look? Brad Pitt wants them to dance. Like, are they good enough dancers for Brad Pitt? Nope, you're off the show. So the final kid, the judges are real mean on him. Tim Gunn's there saying they dress all shitty. Tupac's hologram is there, just rapping at him. All sorts of weird shit. And so, every week a kid goes home, the final kid gets to be adopted. The name of the show is Angie's List. So good luck watching an Angie's List commercial the same way ever again. It's not possible. You're welcome. This thing just is falling down. Let's see, how much time do I have left? I can't see shit. Okay, let me do one more. Recently, I quit my job. Nobody's excited about that? Okay, cool. Woo! Yes, yes, woo! I worked for government. It was really boring, so I was like, fuck that. So I quit to be a strip club food blogger. And it's really hard to monetize. I've not made the money I was hoping for. But you know, in order to research the joke, you got to go eat at strip clubs. And so, luckily, DC is actually known for strip club food. That's a real thing. I did this joke before, and I was talking about a top 10 strip club food places to eat in America, and the number one's here in DC. And somebody in the audience shouted out the correct name of the strip club they had obviously been before. Camelot, for those who are wondering, it's right around the corner. I'll be doing 5 minutes of stand-up there, if you guys want to come see me. But yeah, the tits and grits are delicious. Steak tips with you know, choose your own sauce is also very good. And I'll go ahead and call it a set. Thank you guys so much. Have a great night. Everybody keep it going for Sam Bishop, everybody. One more time.